you know. So anybody who's like having trouble, anybody who's like really, really depressed or upset, like, what are you doing that's really bringing you joy? You know, like sing in the shower, like do something, start small, you
The
know?
arts, man.
Yeah.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.
What's up, Ron?
Life.
Man. So we are here at,
Mm-hmm.
dude, where are we? We're at an art gallery. We're at a fine art gallery. There's a party
Yes.
going on.
Uh-huh.
Music producer and extraordinaire Gabriel putting on this event with his brother, Seth.
Okay.
We'll shout him out later.
Okay.
And you and I we met at Dr. Chill's music release party
Yes,
a few months ago and been talking about connecting.
Live.
We had a very deep connection, like just talking. I did like a little speech and you came up, you're like, dude, and then we started talking.
Yep.
I am like super genuinely excited to like crack open the person Ron and figure out who you are. Because I don't really know you other than the conversation we had, which was more like spiritual or like, oh, what are you all about? What kind of person are you? What do you believe in? Be who you are, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I've been following you, but I don't know the artist you are. Like, I don't know what you want, who you are, your aches and pains, man, what you've been through, what's your story.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
a book. That's definitely a book.
Yeah. And it's okay to be misunderstood. So tell us your story, man.
That's beautiful. Man,
if I were to
far should
meet
I go
you
back?
and I said, we only got 2 minutes to get to know each other, what would you tell me?
What would I even say? I'm an
What are
artist,
you
man.
here to do?
I feel
What's your
like
why?
what is my why?
Yeah.
To stimulate inspiration with creativity. And I feel like art has been so imperative to what I have like suppressed in myself. Like let me get straight to the point this way.
How did you get into art?
I've always been an artist as far as even, you know, the little child that was drawn on the wall, you know, and what I'm getting at is like that kind of stuff was suppressed and it was told. I remember even in teen class, I said, raise your hand if you were told the phrase stop crying, you know, and as a child for me, I was just trying to be artistic. I was trying to be creative. Creativity is the number one ingredient in problem solving, you know. So what I was trying to do.
For you?
How was it suppressed? Yeah. Oh man. Growing up in a dynamic of single mother, 5 boys, like it was stressful financially, you know, physical abuse. A lot of men don't want to admit it, but there's sexual abuse. About 80% of men, man, to be honest. And that affects your neurological system. So I feel like
80% of the men in your life that crossed your life were sexual abusers.
Well, no, it's just a statistic that I believe. If we're in a room with 100 men, about 80% of them were sexually abused.
Sexually abused.
Yeah. But
that's probably true, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I bet, you know, if you ask 100, just anybody, you know, anybody. But what I feel like I was growing up in was a suppressed narrative to not even figure out who I was, you know, let alone being the middle child and being very quiet and stuff. You know, I was always striving to be an artist. All right. So my Aunt Linda on my arm, she passed in 2000. She would do these beautiful stained glass windows and everything. And I just remember looking at that process and just how she cultivated that and just how peaceful she was. Really just as a person, how peaceful she was. And even though
what
I was
did she do?
Stained glass windows. I mean, amongst other art, but that was like her big thing, you know, stained glass.
So that's how you discovered art first?
Yeah. Even though I never really put a pencil to a paper first, I was just admiring. I was visually absorbing it, you know, stimulating, and it was peaceful to watch, you know, and just to see her do it as a peaceful person, it was something that I wanted to stick with me, but I didn't have anybody to guide me and teach me and show me physically on a daily basis. And granted, you know, my mom, you know, raised us in the public school system and she was very like adamant, hands-on. And, you know, she always figured out, looking back now after having children, like I see what she did that clicked. It was artistic. So she would be like, you know, you're drawing on the wall. So instead of drawing on walls here, dip your hand in paint and we put our handprints on the wall. You know what I mean? So it was always encouraged in some way, you know, and we got a lot of artists and musicians in our family and my dad also. But it was something that, you know, I didn't really as an adult grow into like, oh, I want this to be my career. I want this to be, you know, my passion, what I do all the time. Fast forward into myself, man, after after 2020 and a little bit before I was calling it into existence. I was looking for like, hey, I needed to be an artist. Like I need to start painting again. And I remember too, right before I got fired from this job in like 2017, I think, we did like this, what was it? Like just a staff event or whatever. We just went and did a paint and sip, and I made the most beautiful painting. I was just like, oh my goodness. Like I surprised myself, you know what I mean? And it was just that confirmation, like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? And
so wait, what did you do with art up to this point? Like
before that,
your
nothing.
aunt kind of introduced you.
But that's it.
Did you practice in school? Did you doodle? Did you draw on your art board? Did you keep somehow practicing?
Let's back up a little bit. In high school, I had my whole art portfolio. I did my senior project on art, and brought my whole, personal stuff, belongings, and put it all together. Did this whole art presentation, aced it, great. But my art teacher lost her my whole portfolio. So she like lost all the physical everything I had accumulated. She lost it. So it was like I quit. So I quit. So after
you quit because she lost your stuff.
Yeah, I felt like I lost everything that I had, everything that I made, all my creativity that I cultivated and put into this project.
Isn't that crazy though, how perspective can make you quit on something?
Yeah, because I put a lot of effort into it.
But now you would never quit on that, right?
Yeah,
now you would never do that.
Yeah,
because you create again.
Yeah, I realized
I quit
how
on my
dynamic
high school basketball coach in my senior year because he was a dick and he didn't know basketball. But I was the one that got punished. I didn't get to play. So
because you quit.
Because I quit. And I could say, oh, it was fair, but I'm still the one that didn't get to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
As I'm older, you learn, oh man. Like I'm saying, you would never let that. Like let's say you created an art collection and they got burned in a fire, you wouldn't quit art.
Yeah.
You would say, all right, let me create another piece that is based on the pain I just suffered losing my art.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I'm not judging you. I'm saying how it's crazy as young people. For others listening, if somebody can steal, you can allow someone else to take something from you. You should not, never. It doesn't matter what they took, abused. It's not taking away the fault, but it's going, okay, what do you want? You still want art, then go get it.
Yeah.
The game is still there for you. The mind is the most important thing.
Yeah.
If you still have your creativity, but you're a one and done, a hitter, a quitter, huh?
Exactly.
Right?
That's
you're
true.
not one and done.
No.
You're like, baby, I get you tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
So you're there for the long haul. That's what I'm saying. Now that who you are, hopefully you have the mindset of, this is what I'm going to do. Unless you change that you don't want to do it anymore. And no matter what, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
That's why art.
Now I just made it bigger. I just made my stuff bigger now.
So
because it happened one more time. Like after college, I had a little binder and stuff.
So you quit for how long?
Like 3 years, maybe 4.
For 3 years, you did not draw a damn thing.
No.
You didn't doodle. You didn't do shit.
Nope.
What up?
Nope. What's up, sweet?
Right.
But yeah, I didn't for a minute, and then because it happened the second time.
And was it because you were upset that you said?
I had a binder afterwards, and that was actually just damaged. It was like downstairs in my dad's bathroom, and it flooded, and it flooded my bedroom too. So it was damaged.
Were you in the mindset of,
I was like, here we go again.
Life is not fair.
I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be creative. Like, I just need to. I mean, at the time, I think it was like a little bit after college. I was like, all right, well, I need to focus on getting some money. Get a job, that kind of stuff. So yeah, just art was not in the cards for me. As far as
you didn't think that art could be a career. Isn't that right, Ron?
I didn't know how. I mean, that's something I witnessed and saw with my aunt.
See?
I didn't know how.
Ron, it's important to tell the young people you can make money in art. It's not easy though.
Yeah. I
so
mean,
how long
it gets
have you
to
been doing it
discipline.
now professionally? Like, are you doing it full time, or what's your?
I mean, in different kind of ways, and this is what I feel like, not just what I put a paintbrush to a canvas is art. When I'm standing up in front of a class and teaching, I'm explaining in a way that's creative. Any form of creativity to me is art. Making these rings is creative. It's art.
Can I give you an idea that just rushed into my brain? And
for sure,
I'm just warning you that I can have 100 ideas a minute. So we can just go on and on with ideas.
Yeah.
So, but you teaching kids and are you incorporating the art? I'm just saying, do it within, build it into your curriculum. Like, you're talking about something, you're giving a speech,
Yeah.
and every now and then you turn around and just make a mark. And you turn around and talk, and they're like, what is he doing?
Make a mark.
And then like those marks turn into like a portrait. Yeah, I'm just making it up as I go.
I like the idea.
But you're
though.
like creating. You're like, don't be afraid to create. And then it's like, it's a woman or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, as part of your teaching, like incorporate your artistry. Make a ring right in front of them. Like, hey.
Oh, these? Yeah.
Check it out, though. Watch this. Watch how powerful. Let's say you did a speech to kids with making a ring.
Yeah.
Because you could be like, hey, here's a fucking whatever. Fill in the technical, jargon. Here's a camera on my workbench here on the stage, and then it's projecting. And you kids, check it out. Look, I want to talk to you guys about being yourself. Blah blah blah. Self-esteem, and also know you can make things out of nothing. I took a beautiful stone, and you would think, oh yes, someone made that, but they're like, it's this magical process. Here, I'm going to show you. Boom, you heat it up, bend. And you show them on stage doing art, creating beautiful objects out of seemingly regular things, let's say, or painting, and incorporate that into your artistry, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, it is your art. So what about doing it together?
Yeah, I mean, that's something I've definitely been looking into the past 2 years, really incorporating art therapy, especially because it's being the arts are being taken out of school. I mean, really.
God wants to do art therapy.
Yeah, we just talked about that today.
So we're going to get you into that. Man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Talk about mental health, all of that.
Yeah.
Man. Make your mark. That's from Art God, man.
Yeah.
Because we talk about art, and I'm like, what is art therapy? And he goes, dude, it literally started with the realization that people are so afraid to make a mistake.
Yep.
To be misunderstood. What is that?
That is
How
true.
Do I make
that
a
ties
mark?
in.
How do I make a mark, Ron? Go ahead, make any mark. But how? Like, do you want me to get a big brush, a little brush?
Everybody's always making a mark.
Any mark.
Think about it.
And that's the art therapy, is getting people to just be themselves on the canvas. And make it, even if it's ugly at first. So what?
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Vulnerable.
People are judging, like similar to if I'm looking at Instagram, for example. I'm constantly, even if you're not consciously doing something, our subconscious brain, and this is the thing, the way we read paper, read letters on the papers, our brain is making differentiation between the white paper and the letters, right? So this is the way our brain is wired. We're making so-called judgments, right? So if you're feeling like, oh, I want to paint something, and people do this all the time. I've seen it. Doing a paint and sip, and to me, that's really, really an easy way to do art therapy, because I can see not only how somebody's judging themselves, but how they hold the paintbrush. I noticed, people who are very timid, not confident, they're holding the paintbrush very loose like this, how much they're dipping into the paint. If you're globbing a lot of paint, and then you're like, oh, I think this looks ugly. I was like, and I asked, these are actual examples that happen. I was like, so do you usually in life over accumulate and do a lot of things at once and then regret your decision afterwards? So it's like, how we do one thing is how we do everything. That's what my coach Preston said. He said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So to me, if I'm cultivating an art class, right, and if I give you a paintbrush and a canvas right now, how you paint, I can make assumptions, but ask you questions, leading questions to kind of just open you up and make you think about things, how you do other things in your life with that perspective, because I can see from that creative point of view. And that's one reason why I say all the time, creativity is the number one ingredient in problem solving. You want to problem solve, this is the number one thing I come to people, because I've been doing coaching for the past few years. Somebody comes to me with a problem about relationships, something else, anything in their life, I'm asking them, so when's the last time you've done something creative? You do music? Do you sing? Do you paint? That mindset, it opens up your mind. And I study psychology. I study therapy a lot. And when it comes to specific examples like that, because just the way that our brains, our hormones are working when we're doing something creative, it's accessing, our brain in a certain way to where we're not just using our amygdala, we're using our frontal lobe, we're using a different part of our brain, allowing us to see things in different perspectives, so anybody who's having trouble, anybody who's really, really depressed or upset, what are you doing that's really bringing you joy? Sing in the shower, do something, start small,
The arts, man.
Yeah. It'll open
the
you
arts
up.
have been forgotten. No, really.
I feel like
Because
they've been changed.
it's there
bro.
for, it could be there for mental health. Why
Yeah.
do people love singing? Because you know what?
Yeah.
We're not in the moment enough. We're anxious all the
Oh
time.
yeah.
Music brings us in the moment. We forget about tomorrow and yesterday. We go, oh, that song. I love this song. And we get caught up in the mood.
Oh yeah.
Poetry, music, a beautiful art piece. Like,
Yeah.
wow. It took my breath away. I'm in the moment.
Exactly.
This
And
feels
you're
so
smiling
good.
in that moment. It changes your whole physiological.
Everything that makes you feel good makes you be in the moment.
Exactly.
Even drugs put you in the moment. They make you forget. Alcohol puts you
I
in the
don't want to
moment.
touch on that, but
It's true,
But yeah,
find
I
it
agree
in
with you.
positive ways instead
Yeah.
of ways that'll bring you to the bottom.
Yeah.
That's the problem with that. But
Yeah.
there's a reason people do it. They can't find that.
Yeah.
They can't find that anywhere else. They don't have a job they can go to lose themselves,
Yeah.
to stop the fucking anxiety.
Yeah. And
I'm
I feel
not
like
good
that
enough. What did I
plays
do?
so
Why
much
didn't I do
into
this? Why did I do
connection.
that?
You
Be in the
gotta.
moment. Creation is being in the now, man.
Yeah.
You know, or being part of creation somehow, like part of an art piece that's
Yeah.
created well, that's been done with authenticity,
Yeah.
puts you in the moment. That's why people enjoy it.
Yeah.
But people, I like the idea of getting people that are struggling to some kind of art therapy. Because if nothing else, go create something and like get yourself out of your state of mind.
Yeah.
We're gonna do art therapy sessions, man.
Oh yeah. I'm on
with
that
live
for sure, man.
podcasting, because you know what?
Yeah.
The way somebody podcasts
Yeah.
or doesn't podcast,
Yeah.
and what they talk about and don't talk about on the podcast tells me everything too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to say most people who are listening to this are probably desiring some sort of closeness with people. You know what I mean? And to backpedal a little bit what we were saying earlier, like I was teaching these teenagers about simple hormones that happen in our body, like norepinephrine and phenylethylamine and all this stuff, and oxytocin and dopamine and stuff. Like the fact that we're even sitting close, like it has a physiological reaction. So by human nature, we are striving and we need that still. So 2020 is, you know, really allowing people to learn, like, how do you really want to navigate? Do you still want to stay close to people? Do you want to hug somebody? Do you want to hold their hand? You know, like one of my coaches even said, in other countries, you know, men walk around with, you know, holding hands to establish that sensation and that relationship. Where's that?
My brother in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
there you go.
Soviet Union, bro.
There you go.
Bro, sorry, my brother Jan. I mean,
Yeah.
we left when I was 4 and he was 13.
Yeah.
But when he was 13, he was walking around holding his best male friend's hand all the time.
Yeah.
Because
it's
there was
closeness,
no
man.
like real homophobia. I mean, they had other issues. They just forbade it.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, nobody was like, they were still very affectionate. Men could be affectionate.
Exactly.
Kissing each other on the
There you
cheek
go.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's a hormonal thing that happens when someone hugs you, touches you.
Yeah. It's
Physical
oxytocin.
touch, man. We need it. Chimpanzees pick shit out of each other's heads, man. Because like
That's a funny example.
right? Because
Yeah.
we're chimpanzee, we're primates. There's a reason they're close and they're hanging all together.
Yeah.
They need that. And it's safety, man. Safety in numbers.
Yeah. I mean, don't you feel safer if somebody, you know, is holding your
Support
hand,
system,
saying, "Hey,
man.
you're safe," rather than,
Right.
you know, telling you from across the room, "Hey, you're okay, you're safe." You know,
Bro,
there's a certain thing with touch.
You guys are good, man. Yeah. Bro, you know that babies that aren't held, their brains don't develop as large as babies that are held?
Yeah,
Even
they'll
if
actually
they're
even
held by
die.
adopted mothers or even a primate. As
Yeah.
long as they're held, they need to be touched. It's a maybe it's the stress that happens not being touched.
Well,
Because you're like, I'm scared, I'm gonna get killed, I'm gonna get eaten. And your brain's like shriveling all the time.
I feel like, and I'm pretty sure, because I haven't researched this all the way, but based on just our physiological confirmation, like if they don't feel touch, they die within like the first few hours.
Oh, like a
because
newborn?
it's newborn. And that's also what I was telling the teenagers in the class too, and they were surprised. But I'm like, I mean, think about it. How important is that? Because if you think about in prison, what's the number one punishment? Isolation. You're in a
Right.
padded room. You know, so why is that such a drastic punishment? Because that starts messing with your mind and how you
Right.
even relate to yourself and how comfortable you are yourself.
Exactly.
So that's important.
and exactly, man. I'm talking about infants that are already past the newborn stage.
Yeah.
When they are not held for those developmental years through 3 years old, let's say.
Yeah.
Their brain
which
literally
happens.
is smaller than those babies that are held
Yeah.
consistently.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have 4 boys, man, and my youngest,
Yeah.
it was the first time we tried my wife wanted to sleep train him, which meant
Sleep
put
train.
Him in the room
I
and
hate
let him
that.
cry
I
it
tried
out.
that, to be honest.
Put him in the room,
It
let him
sucked.
cry it out. Now, I'm telling you, it's
That was so-
50-50 on this, just like the
so
vaccine
terrible.
people. It's like 50
Man.
or for, 50 or against, and they're like a lot of
Yeah.
eccentric people for and against this. You have
Yeah.
to do that. If you don't sleep train your baby,
But why are you doing that
to
for
let
your
them sleep,
own?
they actually start sleeping through the night better, so you can sleep.
Because you're training them,
Yes,
but not for their actual
and they eventually
full
stop crying.
health. Yeah,
But I wonder,
why would you want
'cause-
someone who's crying
right.
stop crying?
So now I'm just saying, we did that for a while, and then we started letting him back in the bed.
Yeah,
And I think I just got in my wife's head because I'm like, it doesn't feel right.
yeah,
Let them sleep with us like a freaking chimpanzee that we are. Like, don't they sleep
Yeah.
on top of each other?
yeah. My
With the
daughter would
trees or
always
some
always
shit?
fall asleep on my chest.
So
'cause
he's
she'd
been
listen to my
sleeping
heartbeat.
with us for a year. And,
Yeah.
at first it was like, okay, you can sleep for a few hours. I think it's good for him. Eventually he's going to go off on his own because he's going to become like
Mhm.
testosterone heavy and want to sleep on his own.
Heavy.
Like, but I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I struggle with that stuff. And there's child development experts say that you should do it. Some that say you shouldn't.
But
End of the day, it's a
what's
gut
their
feeling.
perspective?
Right.
Why do they personally, on a personal level, believe, regardless of their studies,
And
why do
what's
they
the
personally believe
damage
that?
20, 30 years down the road? Are they not empathetic?
Somebody who
Are
doesn't
they
hug a
cold-blooded?
lot.
Are they
Somebody.
cold-blooded to other people? They're like, let them cry it out. Fuck them. Right? Is it taught?
That's
Is it a taught
interesting, man.
sympathy?
You know what? I feel like the number one repercussion or residual, let's call it, and I'll be specific to myself because I'm a man. I feel like the number one residual of a child, and I'm speaking from personal experience, who was not touched, not hugged, and then on top of that, probably sexually abused or physically abused or even verbally abused because our nervous systems react in the same way, is promiscuous or prone to. Like you think about, why is sex so pushed on the media and then it happens so much? Why is there 80% of marriages not working out? Why is there these blended families that are not really blended? They're not blended. This person's going on to this person, and then this, like, it's just it's not what people really in our true human nature really want at the end of the day.
What do you think they want?
Connection, safety, acknowledgement. I think there was this one psychologist that I was following, Mario something. I don't remember his name exactly, but nevertheless, he described three main wounds. It was abandonment, shame, and betrayal. And what are the medicines for that? Acknowledgement, commitment, and loyalty. That's really what I feel like we all want, like, to be acknowledged, to be seen, to feel safe. But so many people are going through these traumas that are a mixture of those three things: abandonment, shame, and betrayal. Those have so many residuals that play into so many different personality things. And even for myself, that's one reason why I didn't cultivate a community behind me. So that as a grown man, when stuff started happening, when I went through a divorce, for example, like, I didn't have nobody, I mean, aside from my brothers, but what can they do? Only as much as they can do.
Right. It's all up to you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a one-player game, buddy.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
realize that. But I'm a team player.
Yeah.
But it's a one-player game. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see what
I
you're saying.
can't do it without a team.
Oh yeah.
But it's a one-player game, baby.
Yeah.
When one of my teammates goes or
Uh-huh.
decides, hey man, I love you, but I gotta go do my own thing,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, dude, good luck to you. I'm not looking for loyalty
beautiful.
that isn't a two-way street, man.
Yeah.
I'm not relying on anyone because it's a one-player game. I'm not setting myself up to lose. I'm setting myself up to win, no matter what. Because you know why? There's no rules to this game that I know of that anyone can really impose on you but you. If you say you're not going to be happy until X, you're setting yourself up to lose.
Yeah.
To
There's
me,
an attachment right there.
As long as every day I'm like living, I guess, the best life I can.
Yeah. With what you know.
And I love being around people I love, so it naturally makes me do these, like, quote unquote, people say are good things.
Yeah.
But I'm just doing it to have the best experience in this game I can.
Yeah.
And I don't set expectations really on anybody or
Yeah.
myself, but I'm aware and I'm watching everyone to build my best team. But if someone leaves me, even if I've had even people that have stabbed me in the back, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily wanting them on my bus because I don't want to be stabbed in the back, but I love them And I get that it wasn't up to them to make me successful anyway. It's up to me. Nothing can stop me. No one can destroy my. If Josh decides to steal and destroy them, all the podcast episodes, which he has full control, by the way, he can. I'll make more. I'll make better ones. I'll make different ones.
That's your flexibility.
And if it's not good enough, oh well, I'm willing to walk away from the table.
Yeah.
From any table. As soon as you're not willing to walk away from the table, you're giving up your control, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're desperate. You need someone. You can't ever need anybody. And I don't mean that in an unloving way.
Yeah.
You can love everyone and not need anyone. You are a one-player game. You're just Ron. You get to see your perspective. Even someone that's your deep partner or a lifelong friend.
Yeah.
You don't need to rely on me, and I don't want to rely on you. Like if you go away tomorrow because you just get hit in the head with a rock, and you're like, I'm going to Brazil. Then I can. Oh my God, Ron is gone. My life is over. That's it. I mean, I thought I was gonna have Ron there, but now I'm Ron there. So I guess I'm just gonna go back to Just gonna go back to corporate. No. I'm gonna be like, damn, we lost Ron. Yeah. Or Ron's going to Brazil. All right. Well, I gotta find me another Ron, man. Don't be dependent. You know, even relationships, codependency is unhealthy, man.
I mean, that's interesting.
I think you are kind of going that way, and I want to challenge that for you because.
What do you mean? Going
like
away?
Codependency, because you said like people want loyalty, and I get that. Like you've been divorced, I've been divorced. I'm not looking for. I do want loyalty.
Loyalty in what level, though?
I don't need loyalty, like from my significant other.
But what is loyalty to you? I
love her. She's the bomb, dude. She's done so much good shit.
What I'm saying is loyalty as a whole. Like if you're loyal to yourself,
I trust her and the person she is. I don't need her loyalty. Do you know what I'm saying? For example,
kind of. Honestly, not really. But
let me put it this way: I've been with my wife 11 years. I love her. I don't want to lose her. Yeah. But she doesn't owe me anything, and I don't owe her anything. We're happy. If tomorrow she packs her bags and leaves, I trust her enough to know she had her reasons. I don't need her loyalty. Let people be their own self. Hey, what the hell? Why aren't you here? She needed something else. I trust it. I'm sad. She's gone. I'm sad that I miss her, but that's a selfish loss. If she needs something else, I'm for that. I'm for everyone to play their game how they want it.
I mean, I like that.
The only reason we're together is because we always want to be together.
It's a good agreement. You guys have a good partnership.
And we probably will be together for a long ass time. This is not me saying, I'm going to leave any minute. Why would I leave when we got a good thing? We support each other.
Yeah, it's an agreement. It works.
On a Friday, my wife hasn't called me all goddamn day. Since 8 a.m. in the morning, Tanya hasn't called me, Josh. That's a lot of work in our relationship of trust. Whatever. He's not going to call me anyway because I don't look at my phone when I'm with people doing creative shit. Yeah. She knows that she used to take it personally because it hurt her feelings. And we communicated like, look at who you're dealing with. Yeah. You know, I'm in the moment.
Yeah, you guys have that connection.
That's how you do it. And she has that right to live her life. And I support it. I love it. What do you want to do? You want to be a photographer? Let's go get some equipment. You know
that's loving, man.
I'll carry your bags.
Yeah.
Or go travel, or let's go travel together. We do a lot of things together. We do a lot of things apart that just naturally she doesn't want to be on a podcast, and I don't want to go, you know, whatever, plate shopping.
Plate shopping. I have no idea what that is.
That's it, man.
That's good,
I don't know. Man. I want to share each other's ideas because there's probably something to learn from each of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not done learning. You definitely not done learning because I'm definitely older than you.
Yeah.
So you probably, you know, I don't know.
The age card. That's true, though.
The age card is true, though, because when I was, how old are you? If you don't
32.
Mind? 32.
Yeah.
You got a lot of experience under your belt, and
I
don't trust me. I don't play the age card in that way. I'm just saying,
I stopped doing always
say, bro. But I'm saying you at 47 are gonna be even more crazy. I'm so excited. Wise. You're gonna be like a mogul, dude. You're gonna be teaching full stadiums. So of course that means you're going to be at a different level somehow. Yeah. Doesn't mean you're not at a genius level now. You know, I'm not bringing you, you're 32. Dude. Yeah. How old was Mozart, bro? You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm a late bloomer doesn't mean I'm better or smarter than somebody else.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has their timeline, you know? Everybody has their journey. I stopped really looking at the age card when I went to my youngest brother. We didn't have a good relationship. I mean, I say all the time, like, I picked on him, until one day he sprayed me with a garden hose and it just like really, I was like, okay, he's got some hormones, and then I really started looking at my brother as my brother and I stopped calling him my little brother, and I reiterate that to him often, and especially since, as adults, like he's come around, he's helped me out, he's done some things. I'm like, damn, man, I look at him, I'm like, bro, I really appreciate you, and for me to have a younger brother, I'm eligible to do that. And so, once I start doing that, I look at younger people, especially when you have kids, really like they're the ultimate mirrors, in my opinion.
Right.
Like they taught me so much about myself. And
you have kids?
Yeah.
How many kids?
3. Yeah.
Let's go, Ron.
Been through a lot, bro.
Oh, dude, I got 4 kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
How old are your kids?
My oldest son's 8 and 7 and 6, I believe. Yeah.
8, 7, 6.
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah.
You're like, not the way I like to describe it, but yeah, I guess so.
Well, I mean, it's a
2,
it's a finagle story if you want to get into it.
Of course.
All right, let's divulge that here. So, I met a woman, and her and I we're pretty good friends. All right, so I met a woman, right? And I feel like this is a lot of men's story. And this is why I believe blended families are not really blending very well.
What do you mean by blended? Like,
just when people use the blended term family,
right?
I asked this question: are both dads speaking to each other? Like for example, I have children by 2 different women, and do they know each other? Do they have each other's phone number? Do they have conversations? Are we all 3 ever in the room together? No. Right. Did that happen with my mom with 3 different men? No. So how blended are these blended families, and what are we doing with these connections? You know what I mean? Just like we just talked about, like how deep are these connections? If something happens with my mom, are all the dads gonna know about it? My oldest brother's dad's passed away, but to get back to myself, like I didn't know what I was doing when I got out of college, and all of a sudden,
what'd you go to college for?
Psychology and like fitness, okay. And so after college, I met a woman when I came out here to live with my brothers and kick it, and met a woman, and her and I were cool. We were friends, but then I moved back up to Seattle. But right before I did, I had a baby with a woman I met out here. All right. So this might get a little tricky, so try to follow along. But so it was a terrible birth experience, man. Like even for a dad, like I was kicked out of the hospital. Like she just, it was a one night stand, but it was like, I did my best. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of fathers can relate to that. Like they did whatever they could. Right. And it was just kind of this.
To be in the life.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people, like I said, suffer from abandonment, Right. So it's kind of that pushing away mentality. So I was really pushed away a lot. And regardless of what I did, she got a boyfriend now. And I think she actually just had another baby. So like, we've had distant contact.
Are you still in their lives, the kids' lives?
To some degree,
yeah.
Do you
want to be more?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But then after I got her pregnant, the woman that I met before, her and I were really good friends. I ended up being in a relationship with her, long story short. Like, just the traumatic experience with my son's mom. And, was my first son. And then the woman that I ended up being with, she already had a son. And whatever happened with that guy, I'm not going to get into that, but I ended up raising him as my son instead of, being with the other mom. And then here I am being this stepdad, hate that term, but, being a father. And then after that happened, her and I ended up having a daughter together. So I have a stepson, which is my oldest son, and then a younger son with another woman. And then my wife that I ended up marrying her, had a daughter. So here's this dynamic, this trifecta of me trying to just be present, be connected, be there, as, a lot of dads want to, and women want their children to have dads, right? Like, I mean, to some degree, let's exclude domestic violence out of the conversation, but a lot of women want that, but it doesn't happen. And coming from a home with my mom with 5 boys, she didn't have that. you know?
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because I think part of the problem is the expectation is, they're either with you or they're not with you at all in relationships.
Yeah,
Could it
pretty
be
much.
that if we just reset those expectations,
But what does that mean?
That people are not supposed to be together forever. So that when that does happen, they're not together, you say, okay, like, let's make this work. When people get hurt because they're like, oh, you don't want to be with me.
Yeah.
That's the problem, man. And that happened to me too.
Yeah.
Luckily, we worked it out pretty civilly where we got like 50-50 custody.
Yeah.
But there was never a co-parenting as far as like my new partner.
Yeah.
Being friends with each other, even though we're taking care of
because they usually don't want to. They don't care, right? And that's the whole thing that I feel like divides. And I'll be specific to a man. I'm not gonna talk about a woman, but for a man, that divides me, right? So here I am trying to spend time here, and then I have a newborn daughter with my wife, and then I'm trying to contact, my son, and it's like it started to get difficult, So what really I had to ultimately choose is, the whole time I'm working, providing for my family, where am I spending my time? So that's really when I, to reference what we were talking about earlier, when I was like, there's no way I can ever be an artist. I just need to work 9 to 5. I need to make more money,
Right.
not even getting into the child support conversation, but just more money, So here I am unfulfilled and, in a marriage that wasn't fulfilling looking back now. And, when all the cards fall down, it's like, okay, who am I? Like, what the hell just happened?
When did this change happen? Did you guys recently break up?
Oh, yeah, when the divorce happened, right before 2020.
And then 2020 was this transition year for you to find yourself a little bit. So what have you come up with so far?
So far?
You want to be an artist professionally?
Yeah, I am an artist professionally. What came up for me most of all was I am more than a father. Yeah. Because like I was saying, my mom had 5 boys, and sometimes we learn or we make a decision consciously what we want to do based off of what we don't want to do. So me attracting, an opportunity to be a father because, I wanted my family, I wanted a family because my family wasn't close enough, whatever reasons. So then when I'm having children, and I'm sure a lot of men listening can relate, you want this, and I know a lot of men struggling with divorce and everything right now, really that have the same philosophy. It's so difficult, man. Yeah, it's so difficult, because I identified myself as just a father. I didn't know Ron. I didn't know what he wanted to do.
I was a failure as a father and a husband. I wasn't supposed to get divorced, and here I am doing the same thing all the other guys are doing. Blah blah blah. I'm a failure. I'm no good. It was my big wake up call, man. And the same, like you're not. That's not everything you are.
Yeah,
you're here to create.
Yeah,
to do something.
But as a provider, I mean that's a whole weight on your shoulder, So I lived that life. I was doing property management. I was living at apartments and working there at the same time for about 12 years. So, I mean, right out of college, that's all I ever did, So,
but you got some good experience.
Good experience as far as like talking to residents and stuff. Like I didn't have much of a social life or anything like that. I went to work and took care of my kids. The biggest things for me to focus. I built a really great relationship with this plant called cacao, right? Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard it, but just very ceremonial grade. And after divorce, man, I went through I put myself through programs, self-development. I spent my money on me for once. And it was the only choice. What kind of
self-development?
Just, I met coaches, programs. I did the whole thing, man. Like, and I just really all of 2020 nonstop.
That we could
a man named Preston Smiles. Went to him first, and with him I met a Brendan Durrell. His Instagram is Inner Light Warrior. Sam Lewis is also somebody I met through Preston. Jetty, I tag him all the time on Instagram. Like you'll see him.
Shout out. We'll tag him on this.
Yeah, Casey, Glenn. Wow. Kelly, like
learning from the masters, man.
Bro, I really just dove all in. Like, and it was really at this point where after a divorce, I was living in my homie's living room on a mattress with no money. I lost my car, lost job, lost everything. And I was just like, the fuck, man, who am I? What am I doing? But it was a decision that I felt instinctively like I need other men in my life. I need to do something different. So after that workshop, it was just hands down life change. Like it just didn't stop. Just better, 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 better. And I started taking care of myself first. You know, you heard that phrase. I don't know if you ever heard like love from the overflow. You know, love from the overflow. And just after that, man, like I just started working on myself and really going deeper and deeper and deeper, studying psychology more, and all kinds of stuff like that. You know. And also because I felt like I needed to prepare myself because there's this divorce and these children don't have their dad right now because she went living with her parents. Like I need to prepare myself for when they're reintroduced in my life. I can't be that same person. And here's some information. Just the kind of dad I was just very people pleasing, very pacifying, like whatever you want to do, you know, wasting so much money and time, right, you know, to just live on the surface. So what I felt like I needed to do is I needed to
get yourself right, man.
Yeah, I just needed to be a better man before I be a better father. I was trying to be a better father without being a better man, you know, because my dad wasn't there. I didn't know, you know, I reference him for some things, but, you know, a lot of shit just happened during that time where I realized, like, even outside of your own blood family, I didn't personally have anybody. That was one reason why I went to that workshop with Preston, but I had to start thinking to myself, like, who am I without everybody else? How am I relying on myself? Where's my own discipline? Where's my emotional vulnerability? You know, because that was a philosophy that I started implementing with my own children to being emotionally supportive. But then when I found myself alone, you know, and I even had to move out of my friend's place and I didn't know where I was going. You know, I walking on the street, like, what the hell am I doing? And this was right before COVID.
Bro, I would say, man, the best parenting advice I can ever give anybody is fix yourself, man.
Yeah.
Become emotionally intelligent.
Emotionally intelligent. Thank you.
Figure your shit out,
summed it up.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Anger management. Why am I getting so pissed? Why am I taking things so personal?
Yeah.
Why am I getting angry at everybody?
Yeah.
Is it me? Is it my responsibility?
I feel like it was always me. It was always me because especially when you
know any better, because we were bringing
what we
were taught. Hurt people, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that phrase
so
is true, man.
So we gotta fix that a little bit.
Yeah, like what is the hurt?
You can go back and redefine the hurt. Seriously, you can go back and go, hey, that person hurt me, but now that I understand how hurt they were, I'm not taking away like fault or responsibility on their side, legally or whatever. But that has nothing to do with me. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Stop reading that story.
Yeah, I don't stop reading that fucking story. Delete. You know what? Some fucked up motherfucker caught me in a compromising position.
Yeah.
Shit, man. It hurt, but I didn't do it. Now, if I had done it to someone else, damn, that's fucked up. I got to live with that.
And in some instances,
how do I make that better? Right.
And
so now you got to take fault. The key is to go back and retell the story, man. What is it to you?
Yeah.
You know, and once you do that, you can move forward. Because the other thing I realized was I got to accept myself. It sounds corny, but
no, that's not corny. I love that.
It's not easy to get to a place where you can go, you know what? I'm okay. Like,
look at yourself in the mirror and say that.
It's
10
okay
times.
that I'm exactly where I'm at, exactly where I'm not at, exactly who I am, and exactly who I'm not.
Yeah.
Things that I want to be, maybe I want them, but I'm okay where I'm at. I'm okay that I'm overweight. I'm okay that I'm getting angry still. Now, once you accept it, then you can move forward and make changes, man. Yeah. Because if you're gonna keep like getting depressed over who you are, it's a constant distraction to moving forward, to taking action.
It's that story, reading that same story. That's something I realized I was doing before, you know, all that self-development, because I was talking about my story so much. I was so like I wasn't even smiling enough, you know, and one of my coaches, Preston, he said, just smile more. And the day he said that, I consciously started doing it like in the mirror. And here's one tip for anybody who's feeling depressed too. I really truly felt I was maybe depressed. You know, I never really thought about it, but you know, I felt at one point when I was walking in the rain, no car, no job, no money, no place to live, no nothing. I was like, this is what people do when they decide to kill themselves. I was like, am I depressed? I was like, what the hell is going on? I could go that route. I'm not that kind of person at all. I mean, there wasn't really legitimate thoughts in my mind, but I was like, what am I doing?
It crosses everybody's mind at some point.
Yeah, it did for a moment.
I do that? Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is like, what was I gonna say? The thought of it really made me. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, but it really made me think about.
Or the even contemplating made you.
No, I didn't think of that personally for myself. I was thinking like, wow, these conditions.
Right. This is what people do.
This is what I've heard.
Right.
And this is scary. But at the same time, I get to redefine my story. Oh, this is what I was going to say for anybody feeling depressed. Because I was so emotionally vulnerable with myself, I was crying a lot. And when my coach told me to smile, I started, because I'd be walking, or when I finally got a car, I remember I was driving one day and I was just bawling. I was having one of those car cries. And I just looked in the mirror and smiled while I was crying. And I started implementing that philosophy, and it changes my physiological body. It changed the way I related to the story. Yes. Thus, it allowed me a little sliver window to really start rewriting my story. Because as I was smiling and crying, think about these thoughts of I miss my kids, I need some more money, I don't have this, that. It was the stories of lack. But it started
action changes.
Yeah, it was a physical action, and I did it in the mirror, and it was one of the things that really allowed me to get, because I was doing these programs at the time too, these self-development programs, but I just felt this guilt, this heaviness of coming in and just venting my story, kind of like as if you were to go to a therapist who really doesn't care and they're just taking notes. Oh, thank you, leave a check at the reception and leave.
Don't give you any real
advice, so I even tried that with marriage counseling. It wasn't working.
Right. I've been through it all, man.
So I doing these kind of things for myself, it was so imperative, and it really it changed me as a person. However, I feel like nobody really knew that person beforehand, because I didn't even know that person. My wife didn't even know that person. I was absent. I was a ghost, and a lot of people I feel who are depressed right now are just feeling a lack of connection. This closeness. Or if they have felt physical touch, it's been physical abuse or stuff like that.
So many things that could cause it, and some things could be like you might be chemically inclined, but that doesn't mean you have to stay. It's just you might be inclined because you're a high energy person and you're sitting at home, you don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah.
And a lot of it could be as simple as figuring out who you are.
Yeah.
You may not be a clinically depressed person, but if you are lost and you're like, I don't know who I am, you haven't discovered art or whatever, or counting or whatever it is that you can be your obsession.
Yeah.
Right? We are programmed to want to be useful to our tribe.
Yeah.
That's how humanity has survived all these years. Everyone contributes to the tribe. We all live.
Yeah.
So when you don't contribute, you feel like inadequate. That's what drives you to contribute, which allows you to survive. It's instinctual. So if you don't know who you are, if you haven't figured out the me, dude, that can cause depression, man.
Yeah.
I really think that. I'm not saying that it causes all depression, but that plus being abused, plus having abandonment, plus having all these limiting stories in your mind.
Yeah.
If every time you think about doing some shit, you go, yeah, but I'm a piece of shit. Hello, look what I've been done to. Look what people have done to me. I'm a fucking rag.
It's a program.
I'm a fucking nobody.
Yeah.
If you're telling yourself that because that's what everyone's been telling you, it's not your fault, but you can wake up and go, you can reprogram your mind. Your mind's like a computer.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
People have done it. They listen to positive messages.
Nervous system. Yeah.
Bro, it's kind of.
What do you think a computer's modeled after?
Bro. Come on. You create habits through it's been proven that if you tell yourself the same thing over and over, you can get somebody to admit to murder when they haven't done it by interrogating them for 18 hours straight. You can change your programming to be more positive. Like that's what happened to me. I started catching myself. Damn, I'm really fucking negative. I'm really feeling bad right now. What's going on? I would just catch myself. That's how I started turning it around, man.
There you go.
It's a long process, man. I don't want to say it's easy, but like I love that it was a struggle for you, because you have to know that a lot of people quit before they get there. They read a book and go, how to unfuck yourself, and it's a good book, but then it only makes you 1% better, and you're like, see,
but what does it do to make you better? And that's another thing. I'm glad you said that,
because you got to do it, baby. You got to put in the work.
Exactly.
You got to go to yoga class. You can't read a yoga book and go, damn, I'm flexible. That's a good one, dude.
That's a good example. I like that.
Great example.
I like that. Yeah.
You got to put in the work and practice. Oh, be mindful. Oh, I read a book on it. No, you got to go, wow, what's going on with my head right now?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on now?
Catch yourself that feeds into discipline.
It's like going to yoga class, going to gym every morning. You got to train those muscles, man.
Yeah.
You got to read the book, then apply that shit. You can't be like, look, I fucking read the book. Fuck this book.
I remember too, like, I was gonna say before getting divorced, I think I read one book.
Same.
And after that, I read like 11 books.
Same. Bro.
Like 4 of them in 1 year, and
it was the magic number. I read about the same.
I read one book in one day. I was so excited, and it was like,
Can I tell you the books I read? The Cow in the Parking Lot on Anger Management. How to Say No Without Feeling Guilty. Assertiveness books, man.
Yeah.
I thought I was assertive. Turns out I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was angry.
Yeah.
I was aggressive with what I wanted once I didn't get what I wanted for a long time. What? This is not fair. Instead of, hey, I love you, man, but that's not what I want. I want this.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want that? Okay. Let me go over here.
Yeah.
Assertive, baby. Kind, but assertive.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was. I was so confused.
Yeah.
You would think a grown-ass man would know that. No. Why? Nobody ever taught me that. They don't teach you that in school, bro. They don't teach you emotional intelligence in school. If they would just have taught me that shit,
they should.
I would have been so much better off. Like,
they're starting to do some mindfulness, meditation, and stuff.
Don't take things personal. Cool. How come they don't teach that shit? Empathize. How come they don't have an empathy class? It's the key to business deals.
Yeah.
Know what your partners and customers want. Understand their needs. Empathize. Talk.
Yeah.
They don't teach you shit, man.
And that's one thing too, man.
Like you against each other, bro. Democrat, Republican, this, that.
These big companies study us on a psychological level.
They want soldiers, baby. They don't want fucking leaders.
But when you're sold a product, right? Like even this water bottle, you know, and they have mountains as the illustration, the image, the art on it. That's making you think of the beautiful mountains. Like it's just marketing is so psychological.
It's all psychology, man.
So what is that doing? That's creating a loyal customer. That's creating a connection. So why aren't we doing that for ourselves on that scale, on that level? However, like I said earlier, I feel like it's shifting. Brand. Exactly.
Yes.
People are really taking ownership and self-development and the ability to apply something to themselves first rather than being such consumers. You know, I feel like it really is shifting, and I feel like the people who, you know, let's just call them cookie cutting, follow the script, what you're told, consumers are really kind of catching on, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, after 2020, everything that's been going on, a lot of people are looking at their own families like, how can I connect to you? You know, let alone, do I even want to connect with this person or not? And I'm not going to get into the blended family. That's why I brought that up. But how am I going to connect to you? Because so many people started being so much more afraid, anxiety, cortisol raised up and all this stuff. So for me, finding my peace, which I could say, has been so grounding and fundamental to being able to flex and navigate through this whole season.
Brother, I want to do an event with you.
Good idea.
Art God, D Battles.
You
know D Battles?
No. Who's that?
Same energy, man.
I feel it.
And you know, the group here, of course, the crew, and do like I don't know, man. Like, I don't want it to be a cookie cutter. Like we're doing a consortium. Nah, like I want to make an event like this, like I was saying.
Okay.
But we have a panel talk about mental health. We have a panel talk about our struggles.
Oh yeah, so beautiful.
We have a panel talk about how young people can find themselves and talk about their feelings, express, communicate.
Yeah.
Communication, I didn't understand what that was. Can I tell you what communication is?
Yeah, please. I love it.
It's simple, and I didn't know what it was. Communication is the key. Oh, relationships are all about communication. What does communication mean?
Yeah.
Is this communication? Blah, 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 blah.
No, 7% of communication is the word you speak.
If you're bullshitting and fucking talking shit and lying and talking angry because you're hurt and you're like, fuck you, you want to fuck me? No. So you're miscommunicating what you want. You don't want to fuck me. What do you want?
These words are used so much in relationships.
Forms process. Okay, then say that.
Yeah.
Communication is literally painting in words. If that's how you're communicating,
No, I follow
what's
you.
happening in your goddamn brain.
Ooh,
I am feeling
expression.
sad. Why are you feeling sad? You didn't bring me a milkshake. Oh my God, honey, I didn't even know you wanted a milkshake. Say it. Don't be like, whatever.
But
What's
that's
wrong?
also body
Nothing.
language too, and I feel like that's a huge
Nothing's wrong.
disposition in a lot of relationships. There's this movie I watched on Netflix. I think it's discontinued because it's so freaking good. It's called Lie to Me, and it's this investigator. He works with the CIA, FBI, or whatever. He's reading body language and stuff, and it's super dope to me because I just love that kind of stuff. But even after watching that, even meeting somebody for the first time, reading their body language, which is a huge more portion of communication than the words we're speaking, is so informative for me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, once you learn something, you can't unlearn it, right? So just so much stuff that I've really been learning and absorbing to figure out myself. It's just like these lights coming on in life.
And it's also
and relating to people. That's what I'm
interesting in
getting
this game is though, you it's better not to tell people that you can read body language. Because then they're gonna be fucking up. They're gonna be like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna look him in the eye." And then you know how people overlook you in the eye? They're like,
because they want to see if you're lying to me. That was in the show too.
Somebody told you should look them in the eye, so now you're like,
yeah,
I'm telling you the truth, man.
Liars usually look at you in the eye to see if you're believing their lie.
Exactly.
But it's true,
but
man.
It's interesting, man.
Relations.
It's such a chess game, man. Like people don't want to show who they are.
Yeah.
But that's, I guess, like what I realized early on doing this podcast. Because I had some people, giving me suggestions what we should do it this way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I only want to do it if it's authentic, because that's the whole point of doing it for me. So that means that my identity is just being authentic and talking about what I really think to me.
Yeah.
But being like, everyone should be authentic.
Yeah.
Being open, talking about the things that are important to me.
Yeah.
Figuring out how I want to help other people. Because everything we do is helping other people. So you just got to figure out how.
Residuals. Everything you do is residuals.
You help other people and get some money doing it.
Yeah,
if you're a lawyer, if you're a real estate agent, if you're an event planner. So figure out who you are, be authentic to it. Don't be, if you like talking shit about the government, then be a fucking satire comedian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lean into who you are.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing, man.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, brother.
Beautiful, man.
Roll.
We gotta do some good events, man. I'm excited.
I'm excited about that, man. This is just the beginning. I wanted to get to know you. We'll do this again because I wanted to open it up.
Yeah.
There's artists here that we're gonna sit down. I think we went over a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that.
We'll go with the flow.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.